Side note, you need to stop talking about
He was the
things
guy.
that aren't related.
That is related. He helped with those movies. Land Before Time. Ever heard of that?
Okay, first of all, Land Before Time is not Disney.
It's pretty close.
No, it's not.
Danny.
What's up, Buttercup?
And hello, everybody. This is the Nick and Danny Hour with the Anime Summit podcast. We're doing this week. Sam is off this week, but we're gonna hold down the fort. We try to do our little Big Bang Theory intro there.
Yeah.
That was the Sheldon Penny thing. That's a great one of my top 10 anime. Big Bang Theory.
God, and we've officially pronounced that you're Sheldon and I'm Penny. So.
Yep. The glue that holds everything together.
Sure.
That's right. Not
we'll
Sam.
have to do that. Remember that experiment that the two of them did? That like they did like the 20 questions or 10 questions and stuff, and at the end of all the questions, you have to stare at each other for like I think a minute or something, and then you'll automatically fall in love with the person.
He's like, there's a particle in your eye that looks like a race car or something. I forgot what it was. But.
Yeah.
Howard is best boy. Prove me wrong.
God.
Okay.
No, Howard is
Love
creepy.
Howard. Okay, back to anime. So today we're finishing up our Miyazaki.
Miyazaki.
Yes, he's very good at cinematography. Hayao Miyazaki, his filmography. Because I was trying to say filmography, and then I mixed the words together. So Hayao Miyazaki's first two films. Lupin III, Castle of Cagliostro from 1979, and Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind from 1984. We did not cover them in the Ghibli series because technically they weren't Studio Ghibli. So Nausicaa is closer to Ghibli, but Lupin is definitely not Ghibli. But they both feel like Ghibli. That you could tell that they're Miyazaki works, and so we're going to get into that later. This episode will be a little bit shorter, maybe an hour.
Okay, Mickey.
Look, I didn't do as much research as I wanted, and that happens every week, but I depend on Sam to filibuster to fill in for me and pull up the slack. Okay? I'm admitting
She's not here now.
I'm like a
trouble.
mediocre quarterback, and Sam is like the running back who just carries the whole team.
We rely on Sam
Danny's
too
the
much.
offensive line.
Oh, thanks.
Nice and burly.
Oh, wow.
Very strong.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment.
I don't think that's a very good compliment for a girl.
I mean, I can be femme fatale a little bit. And
yeah, you can
I
be
guess
like
could,
Fujiko.
Yeah, there you go. I much rather
not burly though.
Yeah, and no blonde
You're sturdy
hair.
like ox.
No
strong
blonde
like
hair.
ox. That's a strong like bull.
Yeah, I
Cotton
prefer Fujiko with like that brunette, orangey hair.
Wasn't that her disguise? Oh no, that was a different. She was disguised as a news lady. We'll get to it.
Yeah, but she has blonde hair in Castle of Cagliostro.
in the future entries, she has the brown hair.
Yeah. So, anywho.
And so we're just talking about these two movies. We're gonna finish up the Miyazaki La Filmsographies.
Miyazaki Films.
And,
God.
We're gonna go from there. But first, a word from our sponsors. Smoky Smokums. You're gonna like the way you smoke. I guarantee it. And back to the episode. All right, Danny,
God.
we got some housekeeping. What do you got for the contact info?
Shut up, Nick. Jeez. Now you're filibustering.
I'm vamping. I'm just trying to talk.
Sure. Links.animesummit.net. That's where you'll find all of our social media, our YouTube, Discord, Patreon, everything that's there. It's there. But also, we got some hype news. In about 5 weeks, our 300th episode is coming, and we are going to be doing a live stream on Sunday, May 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely mark your calendars. We're not going to say what exactly we're going to do. We're going to leave it as a surprise. But from now until then, we're just going to keep on reminding you guys that we're going to be doing this live stream so that you guys can get hype for it and everything. You know, I'm super excited about it. I know Sam's super excited about it. I don't know about Nick. Nick is just there, so.
I'm just going to show up.
Nick's just going to show up with a case of beer and everything. It's like, all right, what up? What I missed?
Bubbly water.
Oh, yes, bubbly water. Bubbly water is good.
Mango flavored.
Yes.
Did you see the Pros ED? He reviewed all the LaCroix flavors.
I saw that, but I didn't watch it. So, but
it was pretty funny. He gave everything like a C.
Of course he did. But yeah, no. Sunday, May 23rd, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark it on your calendars. Yeah, 300th episode. Get hyped for it. And now for listener question of the week.
We got it from Robert. How far can Danny and Nick go on a road trip before one of them has to leave the car? Have we asked this one before?
I don't think so, but I figured that this was pretty appropriate since it's just the two of us. So,
maybe that was a side question one time.
Probably. But I don't know. I think I would leave the car first.
Danny would tuck and roll, just jump out.
Yeah. It was just
I would sing the Wheels on the Bus for 10 hours straight.
Oh my God. No.
Wheels on the bus go round and round.
No. But wait, what would our destination be though? Like, where would we be going on this road trip?
Vegas.
Oh God. Yeah, no, I would definitely tuck and roll.
We're the wolf pack. We're going to win at blackjack.
No, I'd definitely probably be the first one to leave the car and call an Uber or Sam or whoever. I probably would want Sam to follow us. And then if I get tired enough of Nick, I would just be like, okay, Nick, you're driving by yourself. I'm not driving with you no more.
I would still sing the Wheels on the Bus.
Of course you would.
Just to myself. Good question from patron Robot.
So funny.
Is it Robot or Robot?
Robot. I'm going to say it's Robot. Robot. Yes, Robot. So...
Great question. All right. We got the waifu and husband. Oh, this is your thing. I got excited.
Go ahead. If you want to say it, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you.
No, I need to drink water.
Oh, okay. Fine. Well, okay. Our waifu and husbando. Waifu is oh, fuck. I am terrible with names. So now you're going to have to help me, Nick, because I tried
What do you mean? We were reviewing it.
I know, but, my brain is not working right now. Nausicaa.
It's Nausicaa.
Nausicaa. Okay, I'm sorry.
I just said it a minute ago.
I know, but listen,
we
my
need to
brain
get that
isn't...
clip of Zoolander where he's like, what do you mean? I just told you a second ago.
I'm sorry. My pronunciations with words, I tried to listen to a bunch of things that just said her name a million times, and even if I could listen to it a million times, I probably would not remember how it's pronounced. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
you know what? It's because I didn't put the little dots over the A. That's my fault.
Oh, excuse
No
me.
wonder. No wonder we couldn't get it.
We'll just blame it on that. But yeah, so waifu is Nausicaa, and then husbando obviously is Lupin. So, yeah. Nausicaa,
Actually, it's pronounced Lupin.
Lupin. No, I'm gonna say Lupin because
No, I was kidding.
God, no.
I think they call him Lupin, but whatever.
Yeah, I
He's
think
like
it's
Italian, French,
actually
or whatever,
pronounced
Italian.
Lupin. I mean, his full name is Arsène Lupin the Third. So
Pretty sure that's Italian. Anyway,
but
I should probably know this.
You probably should.
Because remember that one season of Lupin aired. It first aired in Italy, like in a few years ago. So, got it. Well, maybe that one took place in Italy too. So whatever.
Let's see.
So yeah, we got the most obvious picks: Nausicaa and Lupin.
Obviously,
there you go.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. We'll talk about them in the show. But what I want to say though is Nausicaa a waifu? Like a real would people pick her as a waifu?
I mean, yeah, she's like pre-Princess Mononoke.
She's like 14 or something. Can't
Yeah.
really tell how
Also,
old these characters are.
side note, Arsène Lupin is French.
Oh, okay. You know what? It's because that season took place in Italy.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, Lupin doesn't sound very French. Doesn't sound very Italian.
I mean, it could be.
His name would be like Spagnolia Mario or something like that. Like that's Italian.
Oh, God.
Like SpaghettiOs.
So yeah. Side note on that. So
Lupin has the green jacket because that's the first iteration.
Mm-hmm.
I know in the where did I write it down? Like there's like 4 or 5 of them, 4 of them I think. So you got the green jacket for the first couple of parts. Then you got the red jacket, then the pink jacket, then the blue jacket. There might be another one hidden in there somewhere that I haven't seen all of Lupin.
Did you say the red one?
Yeah, it goes green, red, pink, blue.
Yeah, the red one is the most iconic outfit.
I think was that the one they did on Toonami? It might have been.
I believe so.
I know the green was from the first series and a couple other things, but yeah. So I mean, this is a green jacket in the Cagliostro because the original. Do we want to just get right into it? Let's just start.
Let's just start. Yeah, I mean,
Sam, play
go ahead.
play the Cagliostro, Sam. All right. It's like a really good song, and like you got my crappy voice over it. All right, so Lupin III, The Castle of Cagliostro, 1979. This is a really super fun crime action adventure comedy movie, directed by Hayao Miyazaki, and I think it was studio. It was like a studio that was like a small one, Tokyo Movie Shinsha, and this was before Ghibli, obviously, and after Toei Animation, because Toei exists, but Miyazaki, he worked at Toei like starting out, because that was one of the first anime studios. I don't know, was it the first one? I don't remember. It was one of the first ones.
One of the first.
He was working at Toei. They didn't really like it there. Eventually, they moved on, and he and what's his name, Yasuo Otsuka, and Isao Takahata, they like moved on to their own thing. And like before Lupin, he was working on a whole bunch of stuff. Like the most famous things he did before that, I think, were what do you got? Heidi Girl of the Alps and Future Boy Conan is what he directed. I think Heidi Girl of the Alps was Takahata directed, but Miyazaki helped on it, I think. But anyway, yeah. So that was before Lupin. Then he jumped into this, and I think they asked him to step in to help direct it, and it was a really fast production of the movie. Like they did the whole thing in like 7 months or something.
Yeah.
That's like really fast for a movie.
Yeah.
And it was
for
like
sure.
I don't know, 50,000 frames or something like that, which is it's like kind of a lot. It's not really like what is Akira? Akira had a lot more than that. And that's like one of the highest numbers. I don't know what the average number is, but anyway, it was fast. So they pretty much just like went on a grueling schedule to finish it. But it looks really good though. Like I can't believe they did it in that short a time. Like that's crazy.
Well, I mean, that goes to show you on how Miyazaki can manage a team so well in such a short amount of time. So,
Yeah.
And I mean that goes to show you, like, you know, that he can do it, and
He put cigarettes
now,
out
like,
on people's faces if they stopped working.
I don't know about that, but
Scum.
so
No, but like you know, animation is like a very grueling business in Japan. So you know, let's not pretend that it was the easiest thing. But you know, they did it. They made Lupin. This is a great movie, but apparently though it was like a box office failure. It didn't make a lot of money at first, but then it became like this cult hit, like a cult classic, and it grew the fandom, and it got really big after a while, relatively. And then recently, John Lasseter, who I think he worked for Disney at one point, he helped.
He's part of Pixar.
Yeah, and I think doesn't Disney own Pixar now?
Yes. Well, I mean, they
own everything.
Disney has always kind of owned Pixar. It's just a branch of.
Wait,
of
wasn't
Disney.
Pixar from Star Wars? From like George Lucas? Didn't George Lucas start that?
No. George Lucas started George Lucas Films. And then Disney
Pixar.
bought the rights to Star Wars.
I know he had something to do with it. Lucasfilm.
Okay, let's not go into. Can we please not go into?
You
Disney
know what? Because
lore?
John Lasseter used to work at he used to work
Here
at
we
Lucasfilm,
go.
and he founded Pixar. Okay. And Disney. Okay, got it. Did he own Pixar?
Side tangent on Disney Pixar lore. Great.
The half-assed internet research by Nick.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Help me.
where was
Someone
I?
please
Oh yeah,
help
so
me.
they had a theater run of this movie a little recently. I don't remember exactly what it was, but that was cool. I want to watch this in the movie theaters. That'd be fun. But yeah, because this is like a really easy to watch movie. You know, it's just a heist. It's just a crime. You know, action, fun movie, spy caper.
Spy caper. Well, I mean,
It's Lupin III.
It's exactly what you expect a Lupin III movie to be, really, because, you know, we all know Lupin is this, you know, grandmaster thief and everything like that too.
He's a gentleman thief.
He is a gentleman thief, and personally, like, this movie definitely shows on how much of a gentleman Lupin is, especially when it comes to Clarice and everything like that. Like how he actually, like 10 years ago, he said that, you know, he tried to do this greatest heist at the Cagliostro castle when he was like super young. And then that's kind of like where he met Clarice when she was like 9 and everything. So there's there's this whole like little backstory behind Lupin and Clarice and everything like that, which is pretty awesome. So
and it ties into the ring story where he learns about the ring that way. So there you go.
Right.
But
right.
This movie's plot is like it's pretty simple and straightforward. They're just going for a heist. They're going after the big bad guys at the mansion. Well, the Cagliostro family, really. Was it the Cagliostro family? No, it was the guy who was printing the money. What's his name? I'm so bad with names. It was Cagliostro, Lazar Cagliostro.
It was just a branch of the Cagliostro family, the Count.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So wait, he was trying to marry her though. They must have been like distant relatives or something.
They had to have been distant relatives.
They were step
but
siblings.
All in all, I mean, in royalty, like everyone is anybody's mother. So
that's true. You got to keep it pure. No mudbloods in the Cagliostros.
So, but yeah, no, like the ring and like the like mysterious treasure that goes into the lore of the Cagliostro family and everything like that too.
And that's all revealed at the very end, really.
Yeah.
But what I think is the best part of the movie is like the animation scenes and just like
I mean
just like the cuts of like Lupin like galloping around the castle and like leaping over the rooftops and stuff.
Yeah.
And like they're, he get trapdoors everywhere, characters falling down.
Well, it's said I know one of the podcasts that you sent us to listen to.
Ghibliotech podcast.
Yeah.
That's a really good Studio Ghibli podcast. They go through the whole catalog.
They mentioned that Miyazaki, likes car chases and everything like that. So, and there are
he likes mechanical things.
And they're especially the first car chase when Clarice is in the one car, and then the like bad guys are chasing her, and then Lupin and Jigen are in their stinking little buggy chasing them.
They're in the Fiat 500. And I think that's in a lot of Lupin, or is it all of them? That's just their car, right?
I think that's just their car. Like that's just the chosen car that Lupin has.
It's like the perfect car for Lupin because it's so cartoony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like agile.
But yeah, like and they even said that like that exact car chase, like inspired certain pop culture movies, although like one of them isn't confirmed, it's only rumored, like it's a possible cited
Steven
that
Spielberg
Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, or at least Steven Spielberg, watched Castle of Cagliostro and he saw the car chase, and that's kind of what influenced Indiana Jones, and like at least for like particularly the first film, Raiders of the Lost Ark and everything like that. But it's not. They said that it's not actually confirmed that Spielberg actually did see this. It
was probably like one of those games of telephone where someone's like they just heard something. He's like, oh. He like said Miyazaki or something. They're like, oh, he must have watched this.
Yeah,
someone probably just assumed.
I guess
maybe he
but
did.
John Lasseter, like he definitely for sure like he's pretty much like an ambassador for Miyazaki. Like he's watched all of his movies, and like a lot of Miyazaki's films inspires John Lasseter to do a lot of things for his movies.
Yep.
So I mean,
just like Disney inspired the Japanese.
Sure.
It's like back and forth, kind of.
My one favorite scene is the like clock tower fight scene.
Oh yeah, at the very end, that was cool.
Yeah. That scene also in particular inspired Disney to do a lot of things. Ironically, like I just read this before we were recording, that when they were making The Great Mouse Detective, like that scene, that clock scene in Big Ben with Basil and I forget Ratigan, like that whole fight scene in the clock tower and stuff too, kind of like inspired them from Cagliostro. So,
yeah, and that was when Disney was at a low point, I think, with those movies.
Well,
that was like the 80s, right?
Great
70s
Mouse
and
Detective.
80s?
Well, The Great Mouse Detective came out in 86. So
that was right before the golden age.
Yeah,
but
The Great Mouse
Mermaid.
Detective is paved the way for the Disney Renaissance. Like, The Great Mouse Detective is a super underrated film.
Yeah, I think a lot of
It's
those
one
are
of my
underrated.
favorites.
A lot of them are kind of bad though, but a lot of them are underrated. So,
I mean, I really enjoyed The Great Mouse Detective. Like, that's one of my favorite.
no, I
underrated
think
films.
I do remember watching that. I like that one. That was a good one. Who was the guy?
Another underrated film is the Atlantis, the Lost Empire. Like, that whole like sunken scene city is also slightly inspired from this film too.
Don Bluth. I think he was the guy in charge of them for a while.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He was like one of the main guys for Disney during that time period. Anyway.
Okay, you need to stop. Side note, you need to stop talking about things that aren't related.
That is related. He helped with those movies. Land Before Time. Ever heard of that?
Okay, first of all, Land Before Time is not Disney.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
No, it's not. Land Before Time is not Disney at all.
Oh, you know what? He was competing with Disney.
Oh my god. Anyway, can we get back to Lupin?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great.
What were we talking about again? Oh, the clock tower. Yeah, that was a really cool scene.
The clock tower and the battle.
I especially
scene.
like the very end of it. We shouldn't like give any hard spoilers, but the very end of the clock tower when the hands are moving, and like they find out the I won't say exactly what, but they find out
the actual
the reason for the
treasure.
The rings, you know.
Yeah.
I was
the riddle.
I always think whenever someone says treasure, I think of that Arya episode where they're like, the treasure is inside you all along. It's just like, it's nothing. I was always hoping that would be the treasure, but that's not. It's actually something. It's something. There's a treasure.
It's a pretty interesting treasure.
The action scenes were great. It does remind you a little bit of all these other Miyazaki Ghibli movies with as far as the action goes. It's like very fast paced. The characters move really smoothly. They actually have a little bit of cinematography to their movements. It's not just like blurring and cheap tricks and stuff like that. So it's cool because like they're jumping around and fighting on the gears of the clock at like in the guts of it. And Lupin's trying to like loosen it up and like sabotage them and stuff. And Lazav, I can't remember his name. Lazar, he's chasing them. Him and
the
Clarice.
cop, the detective.
No, the bad guy, the money printer dude.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was a great scene. That was near the very end of it. But yeah, the beginning you were mentioning, like they do a casino heist, and they find out that it's counterfeit money. And this like leads them to this mystery where they find. I think he finds the ring. Does he find? I forget exactly how he does that, but.
No, they go. Well, they're driving to Cagliostro because they found that they got a tip on that the city of Cagliostro was where this counterfeit money was, and then when the driving car chase with Clarice and she was knocked out in the car, and then Lupin jumped into the car, and then the car like fell apart or something, and they fell off a cliff, and I think it was like a log hit Lupin's head, and he kind of like knocked out for a few minutes, and then Clarice went to go grab water, and she like took off her glove with the ring on, and she like wetted her glove and like put it on Lupin's head, and then she kind of dipped because people were chasing her, and and then that's how he found the ring was because
that's right.
It was in the glove.
So yeah, they solved the mystery or not solve it, but they like figure out they got to go to that castle, and like every scene when they're going there is like really. It's like so Ghibli, like there's like all these quiet moments with like the music, the soundtrack playing in the background and everything, and their little buggy car going over the landscape, and it's like these scenes are awesome. Like just looking at it is really fun. And yeah,
all
they get to the castle.
pre-Ghibli. Literally all pre-Ghibli.
This is kind of like this is kind of like Die Hard, where it's like you got the one building and the movie is mostly taking place there, mostly.
Yeah,
maybe
except
not
it's
as much
not
as
at
Die
Christmas
Hard, but
time.
yeah. Yippee yay! But yeah, dude, it's a great movie. Zenigata, of course, shows up. He's the detective who always chases Lupin, the cat and mouse game that lasts forever. They both he doesn't really want to catch Lupin, but he does, but he doesn't.
It was a nice little tidbit on like them kind of like joining forces for a short minute.
Yeah.
And everything, and even like Fujiko mentioned that too. She's all like, "Oh wow, like Zenigata is helping out Lupin. That's a surprise," and everything like that too. So I mean,
like,
all the characters that you love are in this movie. You know, Jigen, Goemon, Fujiko. Although Fujiko doesn't really like show up too much. Like,
isn't she kind of always on the side with them? She's always like doing her own heist.
She has her own. Yeah, she's kind of like her own thing. Like, she has her own heists and stuff. She kind of like sometimes sabotages Lupin every now and again. Especially when, like, at the end, when she got, like, the counterfeit plates that were destroyed, that were so-called quote-unquote destroyed, and she, like, took them, and Lupin was like, wait, Fujiko,
these are thieves.
come
They
back.
gotta make a little something. I think it's funny how, like, they got this huge counterfeiting ring, and, like, all these countries are just okay with it. It's like, wait a second, wouldn't that cause massive inflation if he's just throwing money into circulation like that?
Yeah.
But I guess it'd have to be
like,
a lot of money for that. Anyway, economics. I don't understand it.
Who does know it? Nobody
I'm just thinking,
does.
like, if you were counterfeiting money like that, wouldn't all these governments just zero in on them and just kill them?
Yeah, but you also have to remember, like,
he was paying off the politicians.
Like, they were literally paying off all these other politicians, and, you know, they were just all like, fuck it, I don't care, I'm getting all this money. So
yeah, politicians, am I right? Anyway, that's not the important part. Look, I like how like in the car chase and also in the castle when they're like fighting and everything, and he's on the rooftops and everything, like they kind of just take physics and let it go wild, like especially the car chase. Like, they're driving on the fucking cliff wall at one point, and the God, like he's like swimming up a waterfall.
Oh yeah, it's like, dude, you're not gonna make it. Like,
and he's going through all these gears and stuff in the aqueducts and everything, and it's like, yeah, you die from that, but it's cartoon, so get a little Looney Tunes in there. But yeah, dude, it's great. I want to get like a painting or a cell would be possibly expensive, but the what do you call it? Like a little poster of like him climbing the tower, or like jumping over the tower. That's just one of my favorite parts.
Yeah. Doubt you would be able to get something like that though.
Oh no, yeah. Even if it exists, it'd be too expensive.
Just get a movie poster. It's fine.
Hey, I'll take that. That would be sweet.
Get the classic, you know, like him with the bandages on and everything.
I'm gonna get an interview with Miyazaki and have him put a cigarette out on my face, and it'll be videotaped, and then I'm gonna NFT it. I'm gonna sell the video. You have the original copy, everybody. Whoever wants it. No, I would burst into flames if I stepped in his presence. I would disintegrate. That's how worthless I am compared to him. So let's just
grovel,
keep that in mind.
Nick. Just grovel.
We're not worthy. But yeah, so what did you think of the film at the end of the day? Like, how would you compare it to other Ghibli movies?
I mean, it's good.
Even though it's not a Ghibli.
Like it's I like it. I mean, it's definite, you know, classic Lupin. It's for sure sets a stepping stone on how Miyazaki directs and everything like that. Is it like, can it go into like one of my favorites? Probably not, because I mean, like, you can find this on Netflix. It's on Netflix, by the way.
Netflix US, because not necessarily
Yeah.
every Netflix. But if you have ExpressVPN,
I mean, probably, yeah. I mean, well,
we're not sponsored.
If you can find it, find it. But how I watched it, it was on Netflix. And I feel like my issue with watching this, because I've seen this before, so this was my second time watching it. The dubbed was kind of odd.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I think the Nausicaa had a better dub, but this one, I thought it was fine. I think it was the sound effects that threw me off.
Hey, like, there were some, because I also had subtitles going on, and there were, obviously the subtitles were different from what the people were talking about, but there were also certain parts where there should have been talking, like there were subtitles up when no one was talking, so I was just like, that's a
Netflix
weird
thing. That's a Netflix thing.
No, I mean, apparent from what I did research, because there are 2 English dubs for this movie. There's the Streamline Pictures and Manga Entertainment, which the Manga
I think Streamline was
Entertainment
first,
dub.
right?
Yeah, the Streamline was 1992 and Manga Entertainment was 2000. I believe, from
Which one did I watch?
From what I've read, I believe the one that's on Netflix is the Streamline Pictures.
Streamline usually had better dubs. They had really good dubs, for what I've heard.
Well,
it might depend on your taste, though.
From what I got out of what I've watched on Netflix, it's definitely the Streamline Pictures one, because the characters like Zenigata and Clarice refer Lupin as the wolf.
Oh yeah, they were calling him the wolf.
So
wasn't that like his code name for that mission or something? Is that what was going on?
I have no idea why they call him the wolf. I really have no idea why. I would have to do a little bit more research on why they call him the wolf, but
I bet it was like a thing, and I blinked and I missed it, and there's a reason they did it.
I don't know. Nor do I kind of not really care too much.
All right.
But yeah, like, there was just like the dub was just a little goofy in a way, and like I said, like, there were some parts where there should have been talking, but there really wasn't any talking, so it was kind of weird. So that kind of like threw me off on like how I had a hard time trying to enjoy the actual movie when I was listening to this dub, because it was just weird, and how certain placements on how they did things for it was odd. So
I blame Netflix.
Sure, I'll blame Netflix as well. I don't know how the Manga Entertainment dub is.
Look how they massacred my boy.
But for sure, I think the next time I watch this, I'm probably gonna watch it in Japanese. Like, I'm probably gonna watch it subbed.
But I like looking at it, so I just keep the dub on.
I mean, I don't blame you. Like, when I'm watching a Ghibli film, I prefer to enjoy the movie. Like, I want to see all the colors and like the action and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't want to keep on looking down at the subtitles and then watching what's going on. So, I mean, that's kind of why I had a hard time watching like Kill la Kill and stuff like that. And Azakin. I had a super hard time watching Azakin.
You didn't like Riley Matthews and Sam Ketchup? I forget Satsuki's fake name. It's like Sally Karen or whatever. I forgot they did whatever. All right. Well, yeah, I would put it in the upper ranks of Ghibli if I had to. I'd put it in like the top. I would say the top quarter for me. I think I'd put it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say
7, 8.
it would be rated. B rated for me.
Yeah, I
So-
think I would put it. Yeah, I'd put it above a lot of stuff. I got to rewatch a couple of these. Whisper of the Heart. Clearly, I'm an idiot because I ranked it at like 14.
I mean, there are definitely other Ghibli films that I have not seen. I haven't seen Whisper of the Heart or The Cat Returns.
I think I got my first. I got like my top 3 or 4. The top 3 are easy for Ghibli. Okay, it's Totoro, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke. Whatever order you want to do, those are the top 3. The bottom 3 are Earthsea, with quite a bit of a gap. Then you got The Cat Returns, and you got Arrietty. Something like that. But then the middle ones.
I mean, I liked Arrietty, but Arrietty wasn't Miyazaki. Arrietty was directed by the guy who did Mary and the Witch's Flower.
Oh, that was a different guy.
No, Arrietty was directed by the same person who directed Mary and the Witch's Flower.
Oh, I got to put that one on this list too. That'd be on there somewhere. But yeah, I put Lupin like right around the Porco Rosso territory. I mean, it's not the same type of movie.
Yeah,
but
I would definitely like Lupin. This Cagliostro is definitely like in the middle of my list.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't care what other people think. Howl's Moving Castle is still my number 1 favorite movie.
And I think that's funny because all the hardcore critics,
everyone
all
does
the critics,
all the
critics think it's
hate.
bad. Like they think it's horrible.
They hate it, but I love it. I love.
I know
Howl's
it
Moving
was
Castle.
one of the most popular Ghibli movies, and it's like, all right, I guess I'm stupid. I liked it, but
I loved it. I mean, I have a friend who she even says like she's read the book as well, and obviously the book is far more better than Miyazaki's
how dare
take
you
on it.
Doesn't have colors.
That's what she said, but I'm still interested on reading that version, but for sure, I will still forever love Miyazaki's Howl's Moving Castle. It's super entertaining. I don't care what anyone says. Change my mind.
How about
Fuck you, all the hard critics.
does Howl's Moving Castle have an autocopter? I thought not. Lupin wins. All right. I got nothing else. Great movie. Everyone should watch it. Especially Sam. Calling you out. All right. Next we got Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind. (1984). And where did I put that summary?
Pre-Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, this was 1 or 2 years before Castle in the Sky, which I think was 86, 85. And I had the list here. 86 or 85. Anyway, Nausicaa is 84. And yeah, this was right before Studio Ghibli. I believe it was Studio Topcraft, if I remember that right. The way Mal labels things is really stupid. Like they do like the Japanese title for like they randomly do it, and then some things on Mal are the English title. So it's like, make up your mind. Anyway, yeah, Studio.
It was animated by Topcraft.
That was right before.
Yeah.
I think that might have been one of the few things they did. I don't know if they did a lot more than that. Yeah, this was kind of like a temporary studio. Anyway. So yeah, it's directed by Miyazaki, of course, produced by Isao Takahata, because at the time Takahata was like the much bigger name than Miyazaki, and then Miyazaki eventually eclipsed him like in the 90s and beyond. But so like he had to kind of ride on, and also Takahata was like kind of his mentor. He's like a little bit older than Miyazaki. The Kingdom of Dreams and Madness goes into that a little bit, kind of. A little bit, but anyway, this was this is kind of like Nausicaa is kind of like Princess Mononoke before Princess Mononoke. It was like
Literally, I said pre-Princess Mononoke.
Exactly. Good idea, Nick. Well said. It was the
But this was also
prototype.
This is actually an original work by Miyazaki. Like Miyazaki, he wrote and illustrated a manga for Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
Yeah, and I think they released the manga after the movie came out. I think. Nope, it started in '82. Okay. Oh, I think they needed to. So like, they didn't want to let them make this unless there was also like a.
Ooh, we should read this for our.
That's what I nominated that in our manga club, Danny. Okay.
Oh, did
Please
you?
vote for
Okay, sorry, sorry, I didn't see that. Sorry, I have been super absent in manga club.
It's
recently.
fine. We'll
so
probably
busy.
end up voting for it. I got the chips lined up. Okay, it'll happen. But they didn't. But the studio didn't want to let him. Didn't want to let him do it, or the producers didn't want to let him do it unless they could have like a manga to sell alongside it. So he started creating the manga. It wasn't done by the time the movie came out. The manga took like a bunch of years to come out.
Well, what'd you expect when you're doing it by yourself? Like,
yeah, it was 82 to 94. It was
So.
like 13 years or 14 years or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's this is just like a, an action adventure story. And basically, Princess Mononoke, or not Princess Mononoke, god damn it, I confused them. Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind. In the post-apocalyptic future, large parts of the world have been swallowed up by forests of poisonous fungi. The remaining humans live near the fungus and its monstrous insectoid inhabitants, known as Ohm, and they're trying to prevent the spread of the poison. And then one of the human kingdoms, the peaceful Valley of the Wind, has a Princess Mononoke. God damn it, I keep doing that. Princess Nausicaa. And her father to the king, and then they get attacked by the warmongering neighbors. And Nausicaa has her hidden potential, and she basically can communicate with the Ohm, and she has like a connection to nature. Not quite as much as Princess Mononoke. Let's get that straight. But it's pretty good, and that's kind of like the very bare bones story of it. There's a lot more to it, of course. But this movie is it's
super entertaining.
Yeah. Where was I going with that?
If we're gonna compare, if we're gonna compare the two that were like Cagliostro and this one, I enjoyed Valley of the Wind more.
Oh, I'm the other way. I like Cagliostro. That's got a spot for me. But I like Nausicaa too. I gave them both high score, but yeah, as far as Nausicaa,
I definitely enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this one more. Aside from fucking Shia LaBeouf,
he did a good job. He's a good actor.
His voice was so.
But he's
weird.
it's so obvious that it's him.
That's the thing. Like, I feel
Hey,
like
guys.
they could have cast someone so much better than fucking Shia
Just
LaBeouf. Like,
do
I
it!
love Shia LaBeouf. Like, he's a great actor, but I don't know. I feel like that was a bad choice for Asbiel. I don't know.
I think
feel like
only
they picked
because
it-
if you know it's Shia LaBeouf, then you can tell that it's him. But then Patrick Stewart was in this too, right? He was in that.
Patrick Stewart was in this. He was Lord Yupa.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but that doesn't bother me. I'm not saying like, the dub was bad. It's just I felt like that they did a poor choice in casting Shia LaBeouf in this. Like, I feel like someone else could have been way better.
He gets an A.
I don't know. But Mark Hamill was in this, and I thought that was pretty cool. So.
Oh yeah, Mark Hamill's really good because you can't really tell that it's him, but then if you really listen,
He
close,
has so
you can.
many different types of voices.
He did the
stuff
Joker
like
in the
that.
Batman animated series and a bunch of other stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Which one was he?
I thought that was pretty cool. He was the mayor of that one town that Nausicaa went to. He was the mayor of the town that Asbiel is from.
Pajit. I can't pronounce that.
Yeah,
Pajite.
whatever that is. Sure. Yeah, Pajite.
I butchered that name. Oh, that guy.
So
Yeah. So I mean, this is like, it's another Ghibli Miyazaki protect nature story. It's pretty much most of his movies have to do with that. You got nature, and you have mechanical contraptions, most of which can fly, and most of the time you have a female protagonist. So there you go. And then you got people running around. No time to explain. Okay, they got to do stuff. Quick, go over there, do that. That's Miyazaki right there. So this is Nausicaa. She's a very strong female protagonist. I think she was one of the first. She was one of the first actual waifus, because like back in the day, all the characters were fucking ugly. Like Nausicaa is like one of the first ones that actually looked like a human. No, it's not true actually, because Space Battles for Yamato they didn't really have that many women in that one. The new version does, but not the old version. I mean, they have them, but not as much. Anyway, what am I talking about? Nausicaa.
Nonsense.
Nonsense? What?
You're filibustering.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nausicaa.
So like she like figures out how the poison is happening. Like the trees and plants are trying to like suck it up.
Yeah, she did some experiments in like,
I don't know how she had time to do that. She like built this whole freaking like terrarium, and she's like 14. How many years did it take her to do that? Like,
she was probably like 8.
Yeah.
When
she knows how to build all that already. It's like, wow.
Well, I mean, like they're in like apocalyptic world, you got a lot of time on your hands. So
yeah, it's not like they got video games and stuff. Not a lot on Twitter, but over there.
They don't have they don't have like Zelda or anything like that.
Their Breath of the Wild is like just going outside. God, so this movie does remind me a lot of Castle in the Sky, which came right after it.
I mean, I got more Princess Mononoke vibes.
Yeah, it's both of them
versus Castle in the Sky.
Yeah,
really.
Well, yeah, it's not really.
Only because I feel
a couple of reasons. There's like the main villains, and they're the super bad guys. That's what Castle in the Sky has. Princess Mononoke doesn't really have that. They have like kind of gray villains where you're not sure if they're the villains, and like the heroes are also kind of the villains.
What was that woman's name?
You got the good guys and the bad guys in Nausicaa, and it's obvious.
Shit.
The princess Kushana? The evil princess lady?
No. Oh, fuck. What's her name? God damn it.
What kind of hair did she have?
she had.
Are we talking about Mononoke?
She was like, yeah, she had like a little like hat.
Oh, Lady something or other.
Lady Eboshi.
Yeah,
Lady
yeah.
Eboshi. Yeah, she was kind of like the villain of Princess Mononoke.
But kind of not. That movie had more nuance, but
I don't know. I would still peg her as a villain because of the events that take place in Princess Mononoke.
Save it for the Princess Mononoke podcast.
I can't. You guys already reviewed it, so
I'd have to rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure she. Okay. Anyway, she knew the bad stuff. She knew that she was doing some bad stuff, like for the environment, and they had to do some stuff because they were fighting. I don't remember exactly. I got to rewatch it too. That's a long movie. Anyway, Nausicaa.
Anyway, back to Nausicaa. This is bad. This is terrible.
I agree. Nausicaa's pretty bad. It's not very good. Here's a fun fact about this. Hideaki Anno joined up with the production of this. He helped animate, I think it was it the ships or was it the monster at the end? I think he helped on either one or both of those. And this was like, so this was 1984. This would have been right when Daikon came out, or like right around the same time. So like Studio Gainax wasn't even a thing yet. And Hideaki Anno apparently just shows up and he's like, all right, here's some stuff I did. Miyazaki's like, all right, you're doing the monster. and like they became friends pretty much. So,
well, yeah, and then that's kind of like how Ghibli started in a way.
Yeah.
So
and, like you got all these legends just working together.
R.I.P. Hideaki.
No, he's alive.
No, not Hideaki. Sorry, Takahata.
Yeah, Sao Takahata.
Sorry.
He died. What, he died like a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
I think it was 2 years ago, give or take.
April 5th, 2018.
Last year feels like 5 years, so the time doesn't make sense. But anyway, yeah.
2018 he passed.
But yeah, like this movie had some heavy hitters on it. Joe Hisaishi, I think, made his anime debut here with the soundtrack. Sam, play the soundtrack.
Oh, here, I found it. Ano was assigned to draw the challenging God Warriors attack sequence.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So I was right. Okay.
Which, according to Suzuki, it is a high point in the film.
Yeah, the melting monster. It's like Attack on Titan. It's just like fucking opens its mouth and shoots like a laser beam at him.
Yeah. That definitely. Now that you mention, now that we're talking about that definitely had very like,
Evangelion.
Yeah, Evangelion vibes for sure. Especially like with the beam and everything.
Dude, Hideaki Anno was like a really, really good animator. Like at actually animating. Back in the day.
Even though he fucking can't do romance for worth.
Yeah, he can. He just left at the end. Okay. They wouldn't let him be himself. Anyway, this is save it for the His and Her Circumstances podcast. This is Nausicaa. We're talking about Miyazaki.
I will forever hate that anime.
Apparently,
anyway, sorry.
with Nausicaa, they had like a really bad dub at first, and that like led them to do the famous thing where with the Princess Mononoke, where the Toshio Suzuki, he mailed them a samurai sword with a note that said "no cuts," and that's like a legendary moment, and like basically in film history, really, because Disney or whoever was doing Ghibli at the time would want to like make their own mark on it or like mess with it. So yeah, like because I think Nausicaa like started them to start like distrusting the Western studios from editing their films. Fun fact.
I don't know if that's actually true or not because
they had trouble with Nausicaa.
I don't think they dubbed this when it came out because I think when they finally like dubbed Nausicaa, it was in 2005.
Yeah, that's the recent one, right?
So I'm on the wiki page and there's no other English cast. It's just the Disney one.
It had to do with the release. I think they edited parts of the movie. I don't know if it was the dub exactly. It might have been like they cut parts of the movie and like fucked it up for like one of the first releases. I have a spider on my wall. I gotta kill this thing. God damn it.
Oh my god. Side tangent.
Very fitting. Very fitting. We're talking about saving nature, and I'm just smushing spiders.
And then you're just like killing a spider. Great.
I got him.
I do not see anything.
All right. Well, everyone take my word for it. Quote me on it. That's the reason. Back to Nausicaa. I liked the opening sequence where they're flying around. They got the soundtrack playing. That's really cool. You know what this also reminds me of? It reminds me of Tales from Earthsea, but it's like way better.
Well,
because it has I think wasn't Patrick Stewart in both of them? I think it was someone else. Anyway,
I don't know. I think you're talking about Willem Dafoe.
Maybe no.
I don't think Patrick Stewart was in Tales of Earthsea.
Oh, that was Timothy Dalton. Okay, never mind.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which he was a Bond,
Timothy
right? Wasn't he
Dalton.
James Bond?
I believe so. I want to say
Let's
yes.
talk about Nausicaa instead of just talking about voice actors.
Right.
It's kind of a blur for me because I watched it a few days ago and then I binged the other. You can't really binge a movie, but I watched Lupin afterward, so that's more fresh in my mind. And the whole time I just kept comparing Nausicaa to other Ghibli movies. And
I mean, well, that's kind of like, well, you really have to think about it because Nausicaa is so close to like when Castle in the Sky came out. So it's definitely kind of hard to, really not refer or like even think about other Ghibli movies with this film because it's so close. Like, again, this is like a Miyazaki thing. Like, he directed it and he did the screenplay for it. So, this is for sure like Miyazaki. Like I said before, like I got major Princess Mononoke vibes from this because of all the themes that happened in the film. There's, post-apocalyptic war and, like all of, the mysterious things with the like insects and like the toxic air, like they anytime they went outside or like or like they went into the forest, they would have to wear a mask or else they would
because the
die.
wind. That's the other thing that I liked about it. The winds would protect the valley, right? They'd blow away that toxicness.
Yes.
And then at one point in the movie, the winds stopped, and it was like complete silence. And a lot of movies are afraid to be silent. They're like, we gotta always have something going on or a soundtrack. And it's like, I like how they do that silence in Ghibli movies sometimes. It's good. It splits things up. It lets the audience take it
shows. Yeah, it shows that like there's this is like a serious moment now. So like we're gonna just add this silence right here. Yeah, when that wind stopped, you can definitely tell like everyone in the movie was freaking out. Like, the wind stopped. What are we gonna do? Isn't that the third? So, yeah, I really liked the whole aspect of, Nausicaa trying to find a way for like the toxic poisonous plants to not be toxic anymore. And when like Yupa found her little like domained corridor kind of thing, he was like completely shocked at that. Like, holy shit, like these are toxic plants. Like, how is this possible? Like, this air is super clean. And Nausicaa was all like, yeah, well, like, this is filtered water. So, like, they're not toxic anymore if we have them in filtered water. So, and that just goes to show you, like, what happens to plants when, you don't take care of the earth and everything like that as well. Especially, I can only imagine, like, if we did end up having like an apocalypse, like I'm pretty sure that's exactly what will happen to some of the plants that are on this planet, because there are some toxic plants out there that can definitely, the pollen or whatever, can definitely like kill you.
What was that movie, The Happening? We're like, oh, the plants are killing us. It's the wind.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't think I've watched that one.
I haven't either. I just heard the meme about it.
But yeah, like I just thought it's super interesting, how you can definitely tell that Miyazaki cares about like the earth and like, you have to take care of animals and like let the wildlife be wildlife, all those themes and along the lines of like having that strong female character is also super like, Miyazaki is always, he always has, his strong-willed female leads.
And Nausicaa is one of the strongest female Ghibli characters. Because she always knows what to do. Like, she's really good at fighting.
Yeah, she's super confident in her ability to figure things out. Especially, I think my favorite scene is the very beginning when Yupa was being chased by an ohm, and Nausicaa saw it, and she's like, oh shit, like I gotta go help him. And she's on her little glider thing, and she has that little like whistle kind of thing, and she's literally like just doing her thing. Like she knows exactly what to do to get that ohm in a calm, collected state. And even Yupa even said it, like when he got to like a safe area with his animals, like he even said it, like this is like fucking amazing. Like she didn't have to like shoot it. All she had was like her little ohm whistle to calm it down, and that's that. You know, that like opening, that whole opening scene, I think is one of my favorites.
Yeah, they do a good job with that in most of the Ghibli movies. They got an opening action scene. Started with Nausicaa. Mm-hmm. There you go. I love her glider too. I like how she has like this. So it's like cool. A leather strap, and like she like leans forward, and like her feet. She looks like Mega Man or whatever. It's like she just like faced forward. Yeah, the world is really cool. Like there's like giant bugs and creatures flying and floating everywhere. You got like these huge trees and stuff. I don't know, dude. If I saw a bug that big, I would crap myself. I would die just looking at it. Like when they're running from the floating, what is it, centipede or whatever that is, like a dragonfly type thing. It's about to eat them. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. And one thing, like, so they think they're trying to make you like love these ohm creatures, and they look like fucking slugs. They're so gross looking. Well, I don't know how Nausicaa's like hugging them, and she's like hugging their eyeballs.
I would say that they kind of resemble like hermit crabs in a way, because they have like those legs in the front.
Yeah.
And they kind of have like a hard shell and everything. So, yeah. I mean, I didn't like get grossed out by the creatures in this movie.
See, that's the difference between you and me. I get disgusted by bugs. I just killed a spider just now during the podcast. No mercy.
Yeah, live. Well, pre-recorded.
Anime Summit's filmed before a live studio audience.
Oh God, no. Yeah, I don't know. Like I wouldn't really get super I mean, I do sometimes freak out, but like when I was watching this movie, I wasn't really like.
I mean, her little pet cat thing was cute.
The little like fox squirrel thing, which is adorable.
It's a Pikachu, basically.
That's a Pikachu. Jeez. That's where Game Freak got their inspiration for Pikachu. Yeah, I mean, I definitely fairly enjoyed this movie more out of Cagliostro.
Well, yeah, this one had more of like a aspect, more like thematic depth to it, but
yeah. I guess to me, I kind of liked more of the theme that was going on in Nausicaa than in Lupin. I mean, I know the premise of Lupin, like on how like that whole franchise really is. So like, I don't really have much of a empathy, if that's the right word to use for that. I kind of had more empathy and more emotional feeling for Nausicaa than I did for Cagliostro.
See, that's the difference again, is I get emotional feeling from the ride, from the spectacle of watching it. I don't,
at 2 times speed.
2 times speed. No, I watch these ones at 1 time speed. That's only for throwaway TV seasonal anime. But look, so like Nausicaa definitely has a lot more going on than Lupin. Like I can't argue that. But what am I trying to say? It's all about how it looks. Does it look good? Nausicaa looks good. But so does Lupin. I don't know. I just enjoy Lupin more. I could see myself rewatching it more. I guess that's why I like it better. It's really easy to watch. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to be in like any kind of mood to watch. You can just throw it on.
Yeah. And that's kind of like what I did with Lupin. Like, I mean, I've seen it before. This was my second time watching it, so I probably should have paid attention a little bit more, but I kind of knew the premise on what happens in the movie, so I kind of wasn't really like all that paying attention to it per se. This was my first time watching Nausicaa, so I feel like a first time watching it versus a rewatch to me is a little bit more impactful, I guess.
Yeah.
At least in this aspect, since we're reviewing these two. I'm pretty sure if, say we reviewed this with, another movie that like I've never seen before, then I would probably have more different opinions than I do right now. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked this movie. The theme for it is pretty awesome. Especially with the whole, global warming aspect, especially like, with the toxic plants and everything. Like it definitely has, it's a good movie to watch and think about like real life aspect, like I should do better, for the planet kind of thing.
For the trees.
So,
you have to kill all the spores. That's what I'm getting from it. I need to rewatch Nausicaa. Mm-hmm. It's 2 hours long. I think I didn't give full attention. I watched it at one time speed, but I was like doing something else at the same time for part of the movie, not the movie. Yeah. I gotta sit down and just watch it. To be fair, there are. It's not. Nausicaa isn't like as fast paced as Cagliostro is. So yeah, Cagliostro is a ride. That one's easy. That's only an hour and a half too.
Right. Yeah. So like with this,
this is like a whole expansive world. Like they're traveling the world pretty much, or through various parts of it.
Yeah. I mean that they're Princess Kushanana.
Not gonna work here anymore. Anyway,
I can't pronounce her name, but
the princess.
The antagonist.
Oh, Nausicaa's a princess too. That's confusing.
Yeah. The girl with the armor. Uma Thurman voiced her. Yeah, that woman. When she like invaded Nausicaa's village and everything, and she kind of like took Nausicaa captive, and they were on, those flying ships and everything like that too. So I feel, and I mean, I didn't really get too much of a villain out of that character per se, even though she was all like, you shouldn't trust me. But like Nausicaa really did not care if she was like a quote unquote bad guy. Like she still saved her out of that plane that was burning down. So that just goes to show you on how pure-hearted Nausicaa is. She doesn't really care if you're a bad guy or not. Like you're still a human being.
Yeah,
and,
she's very.
Everyone
she's a pacifist with a big stick. That makes sense, because she can beat up people. Did she kill a bunch of guys in the beginning, or she just beat them up? I couldn't quite tell.
I think I want to say she beat them up.
But it was pretty violent. She was whooping ass.
I mean, the action. Well, like I mean, like I said, like the actions, the action scenes that actually happened, were super entertaining. Especially with the whole Ohm stampede, I guess if you want to call it.
Near the end.
Like close to near the end, and that those two guys were holding an Ohm captive, so that the like whole that like Ohm family, colony, whatever, would like trample over whatchamacallit, Nausicaa's village. So, and when she was trying to like get their attention, and like she fucking beat the crap out of those guys, and like that glider or that like air balloon thing just like she like destroyed that thing. So yeah, like those action scenes are pretty top notch. They're super entertaining. There are definitely like highs and lows in the whole movie. There are like some slow pace, like majority of the movie is sort of like a slow pace kind of film.
Yeah.
So, which I can kind of get the aspect of why
action with it. Like the what is it? Yeah. The Tolmekians and the I forget the other faction. There's two factions that are fighting. The valley is caught in the middle of it, and like these two armies are trying to fight each other, and like they're ending up like destroy. They're about to like destroy like the source of the purified water and everything, especially with like once they get that warrior. And then Nausicaa's trying to stop them. Everyone's trying to stop them, and it's now that I'm rewatching this at 2x speed, back to my comfort zone on silent right now.
Oh God,
and
no.
Now that I'm back in my comfort zone, this is better than I remember. I like it. You got the mechanical designs. You got a whole bunch of characters.
You probably would have liked it more if you watched it at 2x speed.
Hey, that'd only be 1 hour. I'd save an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's winning now?
So
okay, Nausicaa, a Valley win. What are our final thoughts on it? We gotta end this up here or end this.
Final thoughts. I mean, I probably would give this like an A rating. Like I would put this in like my top 5 for sure.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like I said, I really enjoyed this movie, and I would for sure watch it again. I really liked Nausicaa's character. So, and Yupa. I mean, fucking Lord Yupa. He was a
badass.
He's a badass. He was a badass. So, yeah, I really liked Lord Yupa. Fucking Patrick Stewart as him. Damn,
Gosh.
that
was Sean Connery. Whatever. Yeah, I agree. That's a great movie. I would put it probably one tier below wherever you put it. Maybe top 10. Maybe it cracks my top 10. I'd have to rewatch a couple of things, but it's I'd put it just below my top 10. Let's say that. I don't know if that's fair, but I'm gonna do it. Whatever. I'm gonna put it below Cagliostro too. I'm gonna put it one spot below, just to make Danny upset.
Fuck you. Whatever. I don't care. We have certain things that we like.
So you would rank Princess Mononoke above this one, right?
Oh yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Checking.
Because I mean, I love Princess Mononoke.
What about Castle in the Sky?
I think I would put Nausicaa above Castle in the Sky.
All right, I think a lot of people. Castle in the Sky is like I think Castle in the Sky has the best single piece of music in Ghibli. If not like top 2 or 3, but yeah, I'd have to re-listen.
I would have to rewatch it again. Castle in the Sky is vaguely in my memory.
If you listen to the main theme of that, you'll tear up. It's so freaking good. But yeah, I think this is probably a better overall movie. A little bit more going on. I like Castle in the Sky though, but yeah, I put Nausicaa up there. It number 11 or so, give or take. Guessing right now. Great movie. Everyone watch it.
11. I thought it was in 10.
It was cracking 10. The top 10. Almost cracking it.
Make up your damn mind there, dude.
It's like just smooching it. It's trying to get there.
Smooching. Oh my god. Anyway, that's that.
Yep, that's Lupin. That's Nadia.
That's Lupin and that's Nausicaa.
Damn it, I was gonna call it Nadia.
Nadia.
The Secret of Blue Water. Nausicaa and the Secret of Blue Water.
Oh my god. Nadia was...
Man, if I watch this movie 2 times, I'd bump it up like 2 spots.
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure you would. You should rewatch it at 2x speed.
I am right now.
What happens. Oh my god. Alright, guys. Well, that's been Nick and myself and Danny And
Wait, you're yourself and Danny.
I am myself.
You're pulling
and
a Sam
Danny.
again. You're like, I've been Nick, Danny, and Sam. You're just assuming all of our personas.
We are all one.
You're the Mecha Summit.
The Mecha Summit. No, that's
No,
Sam.
you're the Dragon Ball Z. What do they call it? Where they combine with each other? Anyway.
Oh, fusion.
Yeah, fusion. There we go. You're the fusion. The triple fusion.
God. Anyway, all right, guys. Have a good morning, good evening, and good night. And this has been the Anime Summit Podcast.
Bazinga.